Welcome to video number 1 of our 3-part video series. In this segment, we're going to talk about principles and methods of success. You know, I had a mentor years ago who used to have a great saying that I think is really helpful, and it was, methods are many, principles are few. Methods change often, but principles never do. And I think that really says a lot. There's many ways to talk about various things, but the principles are fundamental. For example, if I want to reward some accomplishment of a coworker or a partner, you know, I could call them on the phone, I can write them a letter, I can send them an email, I can send them a text. The method doesn't matter. The point is, you must fundamentally reward their accomplishment and show that their success was valuable. So I think that's really important to talk about. We're going to have basically 4 principles that we want to discuss today in our video.
And the first one we want to discuss with you is one of the most important things, and it'll be important throughout every aspect of your life and in your business, and it's integrity. And I know you've heard that before, but it also plays into your family life as well as into your business life. So that integrity of doing the right thing has been so important. I learned that, and I can remember my grandmother, her name was Nana, Italian grandmother, and she said to me, Maria, if you don't want to see your actions on the front page of a newspaper, then don't do it. So if I would have been ashamed of someone reading or seeing what I've done, then I shouldn't, or hearing what I did, I shouldn't do it. And of course today that would go viral, right? If I did the wrong thing. Honesty is a very important part of that integrity, and doing the right things is really what makes integrity work. Even when it's not, it doesn't feel good. Own up to your mistakes, because we will make them. We're human, right? So we make mistakes. And if you don't know the answer to something, ask or say to that person who's asking you that question, hey, I don't know the answer to that. I'll get back with you. And then truly get back with her and tell her the answer or him the answer to the question they were asking. And you know, don't lose that trust. So protect your integrity at all costs, and remember that you want to always keep the trust of the public, keep the trust of your customers, and also of all of your potential customers.
That's true, because once you lose trust, you've lost everything. I mean, good news travels fast. Bad news can be viral.
Oh, yeah.
So the next fundamental point that we want to talk about in our principles is really work ethic. This is where you roll up your sleeves and get to work. You know, there's really no shortcut, and you shouldn't look for shortcuts. You've got to do the work, you've got to make it happen, do the work. So really, good enough is simply not good enough. You need to do the extra step, do the extra work to make sure you're successful. You know, I want to share one story about the stick-to-itness, the actual making things happen and not being willing to fail. When I was graduating from college, I had no job. I was a petroleum engineer and I had a brand new diploma with no job. So I took everything I owned, moved to South Louisiana, everything I owned in my car. I had no backup plan. I had a little money in my pocket, but I didn't know anyone where I was going, and I didn't have a place to stay necessarily, and I certainly had no job. But going back home was not an option. I was going to make it happen, and I was going to stick with it until it happened.
And I like that he came to South Louisiana, because that's where we met.
That's important.
You know, and with that, I'll say that, you know, almost all the work is done by 20% of the people, right? I mean, we just excel. Only certain people want to dig deep and be the best that they can be. So you want to give your clients, you want to give your business the best that you can be, not the leftovers, but the best. And actually you want to take that into your family life as well. And you know, our third point of integrity is knowledge, and keep learning. You will never get to a point where you know everything. You know, there was Lou Holtz had a commencement speech, and he said, if you are not moving forward, you are decaying. And I thought that was really important, and that really drove home continuing to learn, continuing to keep learning in all areas of your life, because if you're not moving forward, you're decaying. And then the last thing I will say, the last 4 of the 4 points, is love of other people and service. You have to want to put up with things that maybe other people wouldn't put up with. But that's where your role in life comes in, is that loving other people, servicing other people. And you know, years ago I learned from a great author that most of you know, and it's Zig Ziglar, and he said, if you help enough other people get what they want, you will always get what you want. And that really drives home the service and love of other people, because you really have to want to help other people in your business, whatever that business is. You need to put people first, and your dreams will always come true.
So those are the 4 principles that we wanted to share with you. And like my mentor Clarence used to say, principles are few, methods are many. Keep that in mind. So in summary, integrity, gotta have it. Work ethic, critical. A yearning for learning, like Maria said. And then finally, the servant's heart. Those 4 things, if you keep those at the forefront of your business, you will see success. So please, we look forward to seeing you in our next segment on leadership. Stay tuned.